Hey humans, what's up? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Brianne Williamson and you are watching the season finale of season 3 of Out Online. So this is when I tell you, if you haven't already, watch the rest of the season or seasons 1 or 2, pause this video, go binge those episodes. I feel like the number of episodes is gonna spoil it. So let me just say that there are 2 seasons, full seasons out for you to watch, and there are 3 episodes that come before this one. So in order for you to not get any spoilers, if you haven't already watched those, pause, check them out. They'll all be linked up here in the description below. If you have watched all of season 3, then keep on watching because we're about to see our mystery single, Matto, go on a first date with the contestant that I picked. Now, I think some people are gonna be annoyed with me in the comments because I complain a lot about the fact that it's hard to find people that live in the same area. And if you watched last episode, you know, I finally found someone that was a good match and lived in the exact same area as Matto, Denver. But I didn't choose them. Now, I know that seems crazy because all 3 of the contestants were awesome and I think great fits in their own right for Matto. But there was something about the contestant I chose that just said they would be such a good match for Matto. And despite not living in the exact same area, okay, a few states over, a lot of states over, they were just such a good match. And I think when you see the contestant that I chose, you're gonna agree with me, I hope. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my choice or if you think that I'm absolutely nuts for not picking the contestant that lives in the same area. But before we get to that, I just had 2 kind of common questions that were coming up in the comments of these seasons that I wanted to answer. One, I'm seeing a few comments on almost every video being like, why don't you let the mystery single meet all the last 3 contestants and date all 3 of them and then narrow it down and decide? I get that perspective, especially because there's a lot of reality TV dating shows out there that are like that, but I did not want this series to be like that at all. There's something really uncomfortable to me about one person kind of being in the power seat and letting other people go. And I get that that can be fun to watch, but for this series, for Out Online, I really wanted it to be one person meeting one other person and seeing if they're a match. And also I think it just takes away a lot of the anxiety for the contestants feeling like they have to like perform well on their date or do well in order to stay. It takes all of that away. It's just me picking someone that I think would be a good match with another person and we see if they get along. I just think it's more lighthearted and fun that way. And it keeps it equal because both people are meeting each other for the first time and they're both on a first date and having all the nerves that come with that. 2, another question that I'm getting a lot in the comments is, how do the contestants not know who the mystery single is? I film the entire season before posting any of it. So when you all are seeing it and seeing the mystery single and saying in the comments like, oh my gosh, pick me, I wanna date the mystery single, it's already been filmed. It's already been done. So when they're seeing it air, they have already gone through the whole process. The contestants have already been chosen, the mystery date has already happened. And I do that obviously on purpose because otherwise they'd watch episode 1, know who the mystery single was, and if I contacted would know who they were going on a date with. With that said, if you wanna be on the next season of Out Online, there's a link in the description to apply, and don't wait until you see a mystery single that you think would be a good match for you, because at that point it's too late. The season's already been filmed. So apply now, and then hopefully when a mystery single comes up that I think would be a good match, we'll see you Out Online. Did you like that? Oh God. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? I'm not even going on a date. Matto's here. Okay. Hey!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Good, you look so amazing.
Oh my gosh, thank you, you do too, I love your hair.
Oh, thank you, I just chopped it all off.
It's so cute. No, I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it feels kind of like refreshing in a weird way. I'm like, just a fresh start, you know?
Yeah, get all that weight off, like,
Yes.
let it go.
Okay, so you messaged me and told me you're feeling a little nervous.
Just a little bit. You know, I don't mind like first dates. It's just like the being filmed part that adds like an extra layer of weirdness to it. So
Yeah, tell me about it. You're like, not only am I on a first date, but I'm gonna get it filmed and then it's gonna be on the internet. No pressure at all. Totally casual. I know the chosen date is nervous as well, but pronouns are she, her, and she is so awesome. Like, she's so easy to talk to and so fun. And like, that's part of the reason I picked her, because I was like, you guys are just gonna have a really good combo. So I'm excited. Okay, good luck. Have fun.
Thank you. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. How's it going?
Sorry, I feel like I just surprised you just there.
No, I was like, wait, is Brie coming back or is it?
Totally. Hi, I'm Andy, by the way.
Hi, I'm Madeline. So good to meet you. Thank you for doing this. I know
Of course.
So cool. Yeah.
Super. When Brie was messaging me earlier, I was like, I hope the other person is feeling just as anxious as I am right now, because this is a weird thing to do.
I love it. I was definitely anxious beforehand, and I was like, it's not nighttime, so I don't feel like it's like I can have a beer or something before this.
Totally. Like, I have my water bottle here. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, we got our matching
Yes, totally.
water situations.
Yeah.
So your name is Andy?
Andy, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, I'm Madeline or Mada, whatever is easier to remember.
Cool. Either one. Do you have a preference?
No, honestly, like whatever, you can call me anything and I'll respond to it. Just like shout it in my direction. So yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? How are you feeling?
Doing all right. Honestly, I will say I had sort of a tough morning at work, but we're hanging in there, making it through.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, where do you live and what do you do for work and stuff?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn in New York, and I work as a therapist. So there's often things that will come up with that job. What about you? Where do you live? / what do you do in your life?
So I live in Denver. I actually really wanted to move to Brooklyn, and then I just decided I needed like conveniences, I guess, like having a car and stuff like that. I was like, I love Brooklyn so much. I'm so jealous that you live there actually, but I was like, man, I just need like a washer and dryer and stuff like that. So.
Totally, that makes sense. Did you recently move to Denver, or have you lived there for a while?
So I moved here 3 years ago from Arizona.
Okay.
It was just way too hot. I do wedding photography, so I'm outside a lot, and I was like, I physically can't. Like, my body is not built for like 125-degree days. Just outdoors.
Seems reasonable.
It's too much. So yeah, I was like, Denver is kind of the happy medium. It's beautiful. There's like so many good backdrops. People love to come here for photos, and I'm all about it. So
totally.
Yeah.
Actually, let's see. This was maybe 3 years ago now. I was deciding what I wanted to do next, and I ended up going to grad school. But for a moment, I was like, maybe I'll move to Colorado. It seems kind of cool over there. The weather is beautiful, lots to do. I've never been there ever, so I don't know why I thought I would go there, but it seems nice.
Yes,
Totally.
well, you have to visit sometime. It's like, I feel like everyone loves it for different things. I'm not really like into like winter sports. I feel like I would injure myself for sure. So I know people like love to ski and snowboard and all that, and I'm like, that's great for you. I'm just gonna watch.
Like, I can go on hikes. That's the extent of my like athletic or like sport wise abilities.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, that's great for other people, but I am just not.
Totally. I have to say, wherever you are is beautiful. Like, your background is so lovely.
Oh, thank you. Are you also a plant parent? Because I see like a little.
I am. Okay. I have to admit something. This is embarrassing. These ones back there are fake. I know it's like terrible for the environment, and I am such a poser, but I will say I bought those when I lived in an apartment that had 0 sunlight. I was like, I need some greenery in my apartment or I'm gonna die. So I got those fake ones. But since I've moved a few times, but in my current apartment, I get some actual sunlight. So I do have some real plants too, I promise.
No, it's okay. I trust you. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. I lived in a place too that was like no light, and then I moved in here and I just kind of like exploded into like, I could not stop buying plants for like a solid few months. Like, every time I was sad, I would be like, I'm just gonna take a quick little trip to the nursery. I'll just get like 1 or 2 and then come home with like way too many. And it's almost like having an extra pet now, because like when I go out of town, I'm like, I need someone to watch them and water them.
Totally. The one on your, I don't know, left, right, the really big one is amazing. I'm so impressed how beautiful and healthy that one looks.
Thank you. They're all struggling a little bit in the winter, but you know, we're all doing the best we can with like.
Yeah. That's funny that you say that about your pets. Your plants are like pets. Jeez, my word. I had just started making a sourdough starter. And I just realized I never started recording on that other camera, so I'm so sorry, Brie.
Sorry, Brie.
Right, I'm doing it now. I promise. So I just started making a sourdough starter, and I did not really realize how much attention it needs. It's like feed it every day, and so I'm like, oh, if I ever am not home one night, I guess someone's gonna have to do that. Someone has to take care of this starter.
You're like working on like like WAG or something for like a nanny.
Totally. I'm like, anyone want to like do a sourdough? So you just have to give it some flour. No big deal. It's kind of like a dog.
Close enough, honestly. Same amount of care.
Do you have any animal pets?
I do. I have 2 cats and I have a corn snake. So are you like weirded out? Like, are you okay with like reptiles? Are you? Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. Some people
That's so cool.
like, oh man, like snakes are my worst fear. I never want to see it. Don't even like show it to me. And I'm like, okay, I respect that for sure. But yeah, so I have him, and then I had a bearded dragon who like sadly passed away, but
oh, I'm sorry.
I have one. I kind of want to get another. They're like
kind of a lot of work, but I love having reptiles. Like I think they're just so interesting and like so beautiful, and
I actually used to be really scared of them. So
but you've worked through your fear.
Yes, I'm like, I finally am on the other side. I can like hold a snake finally. It's
Totally. That's funny you say that. When I was in maybe like 3rd grade or something, they had some for like exotic animal wildlife people come in and they brought snakes. And I remember really specifically wanting to hold this snake. I just thought it would feel so cool. And then something happened where I ended up not being able to. And I just remember for the next like year, I was so mad that I wasn't able to hold the snake. And I just really wanted to. I just thought it would be so cool.
Yeah, no, well, if you're ever in Denver, you're more than welcome to hold my snake. He's like a good starter snake. Really beautiful.
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, if you're even a little scared, like, he's a good one to start with. Like, he is a sweet boy. So, yeah. And do you feel there?
Yeah, I have 2 cats. No, I know the internet's like it's slightly choppy. This is the other fun part about doing stuff on Zoom.
You know, like timing always throws me off so much. I'm like, are you talking?
Like what's like normal like conversation flow? Totally.
Yeah, it's hard.
I was gonna ask you do you feel like reptile pets have personalities?
I really feel like they do, and I feel like so many people say like, no, it's not possible for them to like love their owners and actually express emotion, and like maybe to a certain extent that's true, but I like to kind of assign personalities to like everything. Like even like plants, I'm like, oh, that's like this plant with this personality and this name. Like I like just like assign personalities to literally everything. So I think it's
I get that totally.
Yes. Were you gonna say you had cats too?
Yes, I do have. I have 2 cats. Yes, who do definitely have personalities and sometimes are annoying, but I love them.
Yeah. Well, I told Brie before this. I was like, I'm so sorry, but like my cats always try to get on me and like interfere. Like every time I'm doing a Zoom or a FaceTime, I think they just don't like the sound or something, and they get like really like needy all of a sudden. They start like crying. Like, what do you need right now? Like,
or maybe they're like, you're giving someone else attention. I can tell. You should probably just give it to me.
I think that's it. I think they're so jealous. Like
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, I'm a therapist. I do all of my sessions over Zoom, and there have been a number of times I've had to say like, I am so sorry. My cat is gonna jump in the middle of the screen, or I had to like let them out of my or whatever it is. They're always interfering. Especially when I'm on Zoom.
I feel like it kind of adds like to the experience though. Like I love like with my therapist, I'm like, oh my gosh, your dog's always there. Like this is so cool.
Totally.
In our session, he's the emotional support dog.
Yes, exactly. I love when my clients show me their pets or even like their homes. And like, this is kind of cool. I get to see inside like where you live, which would normally not happen if we were not on Zoom.
Right. No, that's a good insight, like into more of like the personal connection with your clients, I would imagine too. And that's amazing that you do that though. I have like so much respect for therapists and like mental health people, especially like right now when everyone's kind of just going through it, and it's been a chaotic
Having a hard
year.
time. Totally.
Yeah, I feel like
I
y'all are
will.
probably in high demand. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think there have been a lot more people reaching out to start therapy than maybe ever before. But I'll say there are definitely days where it's like, I'm also a human, and this world that we're living in is wild and it's hard sometimes. And so, yeah, it's been a weird experience, like doing therapy while also living in the same difficult context as all of my clients.
I know, it's like you're not immune to the pandemic and everything happening either.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're all going through it together. At least like we can
Totally.
talk about it. I think that's so healthy, and I really think that's like awesome because I think one of the things I told Brie too was like I really value people who like work on themselves and like are open about like their struggles, because I feel like normalizing that is so important when like I feel like our culture kind of like
historically has shamed like sharing negative emotions or like things that are perceived as negative emotions. So
that's funny. I'm guessing maybe that is why I was selected. I told her, she was like, what are you working on? I was like, honestly, doing therapy has had me do a lot of work on my like relationships, and I'm exploring and learning more about like myself and others. And that's something that I'm super, super into, and also really love to encourage like my friends to do that too.
It's so important. I know, Sam. I'm like, everyone needs to do it. And
so I guess I was gonna ask you, like, what made you want to do this? You know, like this whole online dating show, getting filmed for YouTube type of thing.
Oh, God. Honestly, it's very unlike me. I am not someone who is a particularly like public person. But why did I do it? I think I was like, my mindset was, oh, I'm never going to be picked for anything. So like, what's the harm of like filling out this application? Seems like a fun thing and kind of a cool experience. I'll give it a shot. And then when Brie DM'd me, I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. This is wild. What about you?
I kind of, same thing. I was like, you know, might as well, because it's so weird right now with like, even just meeting people in person isn't really a thing. And I think just like branching out to like other communities is really cool, like connecting with people who you might not normally connect with. So yeah, I'm also not a very public person. I don't really like to like have myself filmed. So I was like, it's good to do things that kind of scare you. And like, if you meet a really cool person, like that's amazing. And like, I'm thankful for that opportunity. And you know, it's like obviously kind of terrifying, but
I am sweating, but it's cool. Like I'm pushing myself, you know, we're working on like putting ourselves in vulnerable positions, right?
I think it's so important to do that and just be like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. It's not something I normally do.
Totally.
But it's usually worth it, you know? And
totally. And I feel like there was probably some part of me that was like, this could be a like super cool experience. Like who knows what could come of it. Might as well. Let's just dive on in.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's like, it shows that like you're, you know, like brave in the way of just like stepping outside of your comfort zone, which I really admire in a person. I think that's amazing because
that is very sweet of you to say. I feel like that is certainly what I'm striving to be, but same goes for you. I mean, that is the same thing that you did, right?
Yes.
No, yeah, I think that's like I said, I really admire that in a person. It's like kind of just ties into like, like working on yourself and doing stuff that might not be like natural to you or like within the norm.
Okay.
I know. I say we got a 1 minute warning. I don't know what then what happened.
I guess she comes back and then
I think I'm supposed to just like leave. So I'm not 100% sure. It feels very abrupt. Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, see you later.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was so very nice to meet you. I love your tattoos. They're super cool.
I love your glasses. I'm like really
Thank
into
you.
them.
Thanks. I feel like you have a very unique look about you, which is very nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's been like so cool and like fast chatting with you. I feel like I could talk to you a lot longer. This is like a
absolutely date. Yes. Right. Well, I guess we'll talk to Briefy. Yeah, if you want to chat some more, I'd be more than happy to. And perhaps in a less public arena, right?
Yes, I would love that. I think that would be a lot easier probably too. Yeah.
Well, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon.
Yes,
have a nice rest of your day.
You too. Cool. Thank you for doing this. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hello. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. I felt like that was like 2 minutes.
It's so crazy how fast it goes, right? Like even me, I try not to listen in. Like I turn the sound off because I don't want to be like a creep just like watching the date. That's why all of a sudden I was like, I should check if they're done. And you all are like, should I leave? Should I stay? I was like, oh shoot.
No, I wasn't sure if you could actually hear. I was like, is she like a big brother type thing? Is she like kind of like looming over or what? Like, if you're listening, it's fine. Obviously, you're recording it, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's one of those weird things where I'm like, I'm gonna watch it back. But at the same time, like, I feel like it would be really weird for me to sit here and like listen in as it happens. It feels kind of invasive.
In real time.
But yeah, how'd it go?
It was awesome. She was so cool and like easy to chat with. And
yeah,
I love that she like works in mental health and just, yeah, it was like so effortless. I was kind of worried before this that I was like, I think my biggest concern is just awkward silence, which normally I don't really struggle with, but I think with Zoom, like the timing is a little hard with me sometimes. So I'm kind of like, ooh, like,
totally.
Are we gonna talk at the same time or what's gonna happen? But no, she was so cool. I'm really thankful that I got to meet her and.
Aw, that's awesome. Yeah, Zoom makes it so much harder. Like, cause it is that weird, like little bit of a lag and tech stuff and you're trying to figure out like, who's talking when. So yeah, I totally get the anxiousness about that. But I was so excited to introduce the two of you because it was actually kind of eerie to me when I was asking you questions and then when I was asking Andy questions and how many the answers lined up. So I'm intrigued to watch back and see like how many of those things you got to. And then if you're interested in exchanging information, like maybe those things will continue to come up. But yeah, it was pretty cool because it's pretty awesome when you find someone that you're like, wow, checked a lot of those boxes that you both had like almost the exact same answer for a lot of different things, which was kind of cool.
We seem very similar and like I love that like she has cats and plants and like
yeah,
I think that's so cool that like an outsider perspective too, like you are doing the matching for people because sometimes it's kind of hard to see like I guess you don't really interview people before you meet them normally either.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're meeting someone on Tinder or whatever, you're not really going through like what are you looking for or you know what's important to you. It's just kind of like, hey, like you seem cool, like do you want to hang out?
Yeah, even vibe wise, like energy wise, I feel because I'm so like unbiased in the sense that like I've just met you and then I've just met Andy and the other contestants, like I feel like when I'm talking to people I can be like, oh, the way that they chat would totally align with the way that this other person would chat. Like their energies kind of align, which I feel like in dating apps and stuff, you obviously just don't get.
Well, thank you so much again for like all your hard work and just doing this entire thing is so cool for you to like do for the like queer community.
Of course.
Before, like we just don't, we don't have a lot of content like this. And I think it's really cool to just kind of watch people meet each other, especially like in such a weird disconnected time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate you like and hosting all this.
Yeah, no, it's been so rewarding for me too. So I appreciate you just as much. And thanks for being part of this. You've been an absolute gem.
Thank
for real.
You. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so thankful.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you. And yeah, we'll keep chatting. I'll contact you in a little bit. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Awesome. You too. See ya.
Okay, bye. See you. Okay, so we just saw the date. Let me know in the comments down below how you think it went. I mean, from talking to Matto, it sounds like it went pretty well. So I have pretty high hopes. I think I made the right pick. I guess I don't really have much else to say besides thank you for watching this season. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you want to apply for a future season, hit the link in the description down below. Make sure you subscribe, turn post notifications on. And thank you all for showing this series so much love, sharing it on social media, sharing it with friends, leaving comments. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun to make and I cannot wait for next season of Out Online.